Hi, I'm James with FPSGeneral, and I'm here with Nick Beliaeff, the head of development for Trion, talking about Defiance. So I got some hands-on time of the game, loved it, and it's coming to Xbox, PS3, and PC.
Absolutely. Yeah, okay. It's natural for a shooter.
And then the second biggest thing I think people recognize about this game is that there's a show coming out in tandem. And I'm sure you get asked a lot about that. So let's just skip that. Our audience just wants to shoot things.
That's a good thing. We provide that avenue for them.
That's great.
It's a game all about shooting your friends in the face.
Is there a progression system in this game? Are we looking at like a traditional RPG leveling system, or is it a bit more granular than that?
I think we try and make something that's contextual for a shooter audience, right? So we don't want to go RPG hardcore. By the time you're at a max level in an RPG, you've got an air traffic controller layout, right? So for us, we want to do things that are, again, helps make the shooter gameplay better. So your character does progress throughout the game. We have a device called the Ego device, and so you get ego perks and abilities as you go through. And these are things that help you in your chosen play style. So another thing too is, in a shooter, if there's a gun on the ground, pick it up. You've got the expectation you're going to be able to shoot it, not like, well, I'm a cleric, so I can't use the double-barreled shotgun, right?
That's true.
We want none of that.
Right.
So we allow you to start with archetypes, like say at the beginning, like I'm not really sure what to do, but I know in other games I've liked sniping or things like that, and we allow you to sort of start with that sort of archetype. But at the end, you can really do anything, and it's all about your preferred play style. And then we have those abilities that help you be better at it. So there's some things, I don't know if what you got to experience or not, but you can do a power up where you do more damage, your arms go. You have another one where it's more like a snipery one where you can send off a holographic image of yourself.
There's a cloaker.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And so there are all these different things that just really help your playstyle. So you can mix and match as you go up, and you get more powerful versions of them or completely different. And yeah, it's your
awesome. So let's say I choose the snipery character. Then I have a change of heart halfway through my experience, and maybe my group of friends really needs a healer or something. Am I going to be able to be as optimal? I might be viable, but would I be as optimal as someone who may have chosen a role that's very specific, like a tanking role, and they stuck with it the entire way?
Yeah, because we don't really follow those archetypes again, because it's not really germane to the shooter. So for you, it's a matter of, hey, instead of having as a secondary ability these special like goo grenades, I'm going to have a med kit.
Okay.
And it's just that simple, right? So there's no like, oh, I have to do a respec or anything like that. We have loadouts. You choose the loadout that's best for what you're doing. If you don't have one that's best for what you're doing, you make one and use it for later. And so we just try and make it really smooth and natural.
Awesome. I also noticed that with the push of a button, you can spawn an ATV, which I really liked it. There's no cooldown on the horn, so with a player like me, you're lucky I'm here, and people could potentially choke me if I held it down. But if I was at home, I might like put something heavy on the button and then just walk away. Just a heads up, just a friendly reminder.
We'll always be working on the griefers, right?
Right.
Nice to know your play style.
Yeah, right. Now everybody knows I'm a griefer. Okay, so are there going to be other options for besides ATVs? Are you going to be able to unlock maybe spawning a motorcycle or maybe something aesthetic or functional like a 4-person buggy?
We have lots of different vehicles. There's personal vehicles, and take different forms. You just everyone starts with the ATV, the quad, but we have like a 3-person vehicle where there's a driver, someone with sort of like a rat patrol machine gun turret, and the passenger has a missile launcher, right? To multi-person APCs, all sorts of stuff. It's a near future game. Vehicles are very contextual. It's a lot of fun to run stuff over. It's more stuff to run stuff over and then shoot them with a gun.
So something that I was very impressed with was the layout of the UI in the context of an Xbox controller. So for instance, you press the menu button and there's a ton of options because it is almost an MMO. Like I think you guys have kind of separated and said you want to be more of an massive online shooter as opposed to an MMO. But the you know, you can hold down the left trigger, and then you have all your options using the joystick to select that. But can we talk a little bit about the fact that it is releasing on PC, Xbox 360, and PS3? And is there like a preferred platform? Would you recommend, if someone has an Xbox as well as a PC, and his PC is really, you know, good, would you say you should get it for the PC, or does it not matter?
I don't think it matters. You know, for us, we really tried to make each version of the game the best as possible for the platform that it's on, because we've been doing console from the beginning. You know, like you said, it's a very console-friendly UI, and we wanted to make sure that it's accessible, because again, shooter players don't want to go through a bunch of menus, stuff like that. Yeah. So I would say where I would really point people is whatever platform they have the most fun playing shooters, they should just stick with that, right? Some people like the precision of the bouncing keyboard, and that's what they want. Other people are like, wow, the controller's so much easier, and I can just sit on my couch and drink a beer while I'm playing. It's really, we try to make each one, cut no corners, I guess is the best way, right? We spend a lot of time optimizing each platform so it's the best experience that we can make it on it.
Excellent. I grew up with the N64 controller, which made no sense. New people would come and pick it up like this. I was like, no. You use the middle thing. But anyway, so I know you probably don't have a ton of free time to play the game at your leisure, and you're probably busy all the time. But when you do get a chance to just sit down and enjoy, what is your favorite thing to do when you're playing Defiance?
Headshots.
Simple.
Yeah, absolutely. You can tell what sort of player I am. We actually we do daily play tests. Our alpha version of the game has been up since July. That's a public-facing server. So one of the things I think that's really important for all of us is that we play our games, right? We have to play our games, because it's the only way we know whether it's any good or not. So yeah, we really encourage everyone, and it's not just everyone on the Defiance team, but it's everyone within Trion comes in, take their feedback, use that to balance everything. No one caught the horn thing, so thank you. For me, the headshot is a skill shot, and it's very gratifying when you do it, and I think that our artists have done a good job of making sure that enemy death, when you do a headshot, it's satisfying.
It is very satisfying. There's some very cool animations. What is the one thing that Defiance is going to bring that other games just can't match?
Wow, it's actually, there's more than one thing, I think.
Be my guest. Go to town.
Because we're online, the amount of content that we bring in the game, it's a constant feed, right? There's always going to be something new to do, whether it's new regions to play in, or new game features, or new guns, whatever, right? There's just this constant feed, and I think the other things too is because we are always online and client server at the core of our architecture, the scale that we can bring, right? There's going out and playing in San Francisco Bay Area and being able to go from the Golden Gate Bridge up to Sausalito, up into Marin and stuff.
Marin, I noticed there was a new zone, and it was like Marin. I was like, oh, hilarious.
But it's a seamless open world, and you're going to see thousands of players as you zoom across it, and then you can choose whether to dive in or not. And then we've got things like Arc Falls, which is our dynamic content where pieces of the ships fall from the sky, and you chase them, to sort of make your own fortune, right? There could be some awesome weaponry, there could be new tech, there could be an enemy you've never seen before.
Big bosses, huge bosses.
Absolutely, multi-stage boss battles, right? And for us, that's this massively co-op boss battles. You're not going to get that anywhere else.
Nick Beliaeff, thank you very much for the interview.
Thanks for your time. Hope
Take care.
Heals.